Hey everyone, this is Uri for Guerrilla Poker, and in today's video I'm gonna be analyzing a hand between Victor Malinowski aka Limitless and Zas aka Victor Kudinov, both top players. Gonna be very interesting to see how these two play. So without further ado, let's get into the hand. So this hand was played on GG Network at the 200-400 tables. Among the other well-known players at the table, we have Limitless, Daryl Go 464, Kevin Pake, who's tax here. So all of these guys, top names that you see around almost every day at these stakes. And yeah, the hand gets started by Victor opening from MP. He gets 3-bet by Limitless to roughly 5.5x, and roughly 5x, sorry. So good sizing. Victor calls, and we see a flop of 4-4-4. Very unique board to look at. Now, these kind of boards are so special, and there are types of things that make them special. So, when the board is 4-4-4, you're gonna have a lot less pairs than you're used to, and so any pair that you have is a lot more valuable than usual. And similarly, high card hands, like ace, king, ace, queen, king, queen, these are actually draws to the nuts, right? So whereas normally we're looking at gut shots and open-enders, here, if you call queen, jack, turn as a queen, boom, almost a nuts. So board play is very different. It's not very important to understand how it plays because it's so rare. But in these kind of spots, your high card hands are worth more and your pairs are worth more. And specifically, your low pairs are not worth very much because they are kind of bluff catchers that cannot improve. So very often you rather call high card hands than very low pairs. So something like deuces here, even though it's a boat, is actually not a very valuable looking hand. So yeah, Limitless betting half pot and Victor calling. I think half pot is a good size. Remember, almost any on-paired hand in Victor's range is a 6-out draw to a boat. So you have to charge those hands. This is really not the spot to make a quarter pot bet. And yeah, ranges, Limitless is going to have a fairly wide range for doing this. Everything from his 3-betting range is fair game for throwing in the c-bet. And Victor to call has to start throwing away some hands. Obviously the low ones go first, so 5-6 suited, 6-7 suited, 7-8 suited, which normally you might say, oh, this has a backdoor straight draw. Those aren't worth very much here, you just rather call king jack. Similarly, do you care about having a backdoor flush draw or not? Obviously it's preferable, but it's not as big a deal as we're used to. So yeah, turn 8 of diamonds. 8 of diamonds actually improving neither player here. Now, pocket 8s improves, but that's not going to happen often. Limitless doesn't have many 8s, having 3-bet small blind versus hijack, and Victor doesn't have many 8s just by virtue of folding them on the flop. So Limitless bets 1/3 pot here, which is a surprising size, right? Now, what does this size imply? Generally, what this size is saying is Victor is making a thin value bet, so he has a hand that is ahead of... I have to call them Limitless and Victor because it's two Victors. But yeah, so Limitless... I guess maybe Limitless and Zas will be easier for the viewers to understand. So this is saying, I want to value bet very thin, right? Because with kings you just go for stacks, with queens you go for stacks, even with tens you probably go for stacks. But at some point it gets thin, and usually the thin point here is either a very low pair, which you can't really have in these positions, maybe pocket 7s, but like 8s is already like very nutted, and 9s I'm not sure is that thin. Or it's something like ace-king, and ace-king does enjoy these small bets because like we said, you still get called by ace-queen and king-queen and ace-jack, and you are ahead of those hands. So he bets 1/3, Victor calls, 9 on the river, again very big brick. Limitless might have improved to a 9 if he somehow has 10-9 suited, which would maybe even be reasonable. but overall fairly big brick. So the board looks like 4-4-4-8-9, but it's more like 4-4-4 deuce 3 in terms of how often people are hitting it. Like, this is complete blank land, so to speak. Like, nothing hits. Limitless bets a bit less than 1/3 pot, continuing the story of the thin value bet, so we're expecting low pair or ace king. Zas time banks a little bit, throws an emoticon in there, and ends up calling with 5s, and we see the showdown with Limitless having ace king and Zas having pocket 5s, and really very standard hand. I think, there are always questions in these spots about where is the threshold, and this is something you guys can check in a solver. Like, is going 1/3 with like 50% 33 with ace king, is it okay? Or I think it's actually 30%. Is this okay, or is this overplaying the hand? And you kind of have to ballpark these in game, right? Because you don't have a solver in game, so everyone ballparks the thresholds. But this was clearly not a bluff, and part of the art here is, with 5s is Victor. If Limitless is doing this with ace king, 5s is a mandatory snap call. But maybe you estimate the thresholds differently than him. Maybe you think this is 7s, more foldable in a more difficult spot. So just to be clear, these guys don't know the answers to everything. Like, nobody knows the threshold for 4-4-4. They are just ballparking it based on their experience and their knowledge. And decent chance, given it's a 50k pot, they're going to check after the hand. Was this correct or was this not? Anyone who feels like checking is welcome to post in the comments. To me, the hand seems well played by both players. That's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.